Okay. All right then. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another exciting game right here at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval, where you have Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club, who will be slugging it out with the MRI Warriors Cricket Club. They would be having their game today. Earlier on in the toss, we had MRI losing the toss because of a bit of lateness. They didn't come early, so they had to lose the toss. And GCI elected to, I think they elected to bat first. Yes, yes, they did elect to bat first. So today, the two umpires are both Olumide Akitoko, technical director of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, and so also is Wale Adekoya, who is also one of the outstanding umpire of the Club Cricket Committee, Lagos Cricket League. So both umpires are saddled with the task and responsibility to ensure that we get today's game going. Going into bat for the Government College Ibadan side is Paul Pam and Ali Raymond. Both of them Popam formerly played for Government College Ugeli Old Boys Cricket Club, while Ali Ramon came from St. Greg's to play for Government College Ibadan. So both of them came from different places just to play, so you can easily understand how important this game is. Just so you know, 2 games will be done today. Earlier on, later, we'll be having the Federal Government College Warri Old Student Association slug it out with Rising Star Cricket Club, the defending champions. My name is Abayomi Ayonusi. I'll be running you through the proceedings for today. Later on, I'll be joined with some other commentators. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Club Cricket Committee 2025-2026 league season. The umpires having a discussion with the MRI side. I think they came in a bit late. Yes, they came a bit late due to some few technical issues that they had earlier on, but they are all good to go at this point. There you have it, the first 11 of both sides. Kiran Kumar for MRI, Chima Kachuku. Imran Khan is their wicketkeeper. Maharad Garu, Mohammed Moshood, Ravindra Rian, Naveen Satish, Ogun Naike Folajunwa, Prashat Sharma, Sunil Kumar Sangal, Mahesh Gowanda, and Amir Arya at the first 11 for MRI Warriors. Why for Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club, you have Adebayo Samson, Becky Mubarak Kehinde, Jim Abdurrahman, Paul Palm, Raymond Ali, Talabi Odualayo Alex, Vincent Adewoye, Isaac Okwe Sylvester, Richard Award, Hussein, and Chibike Sunday Itiogo. That's the playing 11 for Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club. So just like I said, opening the batting for them is Paul Pam and Ramon Ali. And I think opening the bowling for Government College, beg your pardon, MRI will be Amir, putting on jersey number 1. Yeah, that should be Amir. About to start the game, the umpire signaling to the scorer. Just like I said, it's Amir Aira who will be opening the bowling for MRI from the cut of appeal end. Oh, very well, good starts there by him. That's the way you want to start. Keeping it outside the off stump line. Just look at that again on the replay. That's the best way you want to start. Left-hander coming from around the wicket. Knocking and asking questions. Good push towards the leg side where the square leg, they take the first one fast. Are they looking to take the second? Yes, it's an easy 2 for them. That's a good start by Raymond Ali. Flicking the ball towards the left side. And that's what GCI will be hoping to see. Good stop by the fielder, jersey number 7. Ensuring that the ball does not pass him at gully. That is Imran. Good start again, pushed to the going for the third. Good running in between the wicket by the batters. A leg by signal there by the umpire Olumide Akintokun, still signaling 2 balls left. Six runs on the board, just 4 balls bowled in this 20 overs game. Again on the leg side, he's coming around from the wicket and he's bowling it on the 3rd stump towards the 4th stump, giving the batter enough room to try and flick the ball. He needs to be a bit careful with that. Again on the leg side, another wide ball. That should be the first wide in the game. Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, the first wide in the game. Earlier on, there was a leg by in which they ran for 3. 7 runs under the board, just 5 balls bowled. Well caught there. That should race to the boundary for 4. Very well played by Ramon Ali. 4-run signal there by the umpire. And that's a good start there by the young lad. He saw the room. Had enough time to take that width. Just look at again on the replay. So much room. And all the fielders could do was just watch the ball as it raced to the boundary for 4. What a way to end the inning. The over as it's 1 overs gone. 11 runs on the board. Into the attack from the pavilion end is Ogunaike Folajimi. He probably be looking to break this partnership. A bit of huge placement, mid-wicket. Good comeback there by Folajimi. First one was a bit outside the off stump, giving the batter enough room, and then the second one was a bit closer to him, but he needs to understand that this pitch is a bit small slow this morning because we have a little bit of a dew this morning, so the weather is a little bit friendly, not so harsh. So if he wants to keep bowling those balls outside the off stump line, he needs to be very much careful. Now this should be a wide ball. He's forcing the ball off his hands. From his action, you can see that he's actually trying to cut the ball, but if the first basic is you make sure the hands brushes through your ears, that's the only way you can get it wicket to wicket. But if you keep going at this rate, he's definitely not going to get it properly well. Oh, very well bowled this time, but the batter played it wrongly. Now he's playing the shadow batting, playing it correctly. He should have batted it that way when the ball beat him. A bit of a discussion with the umpire, trying to see whether he's using the hard spikes or not. Oh, well played. This should race to the boundary for 4. Yes, it has again. Another boundary by Paul Palm. That was too much room there by Fola Jimmy. I think it because his plan is to keep bowling it on the fourth stump line, and that is giving him so much room. Just look at it again. Paul Palm just needed to just put a little bit of a trigger up front, and all the few that a third man could do was just race and go pick up the ball at the boundary. 4 runs by Paul Palm, 16 runs on the board. Oh, good flick. Can they come back for 2? Yes, the ball is still being chased, but the batters are going for the second one, and they're trying to take the third one. A bit of a hesitation and confusion. Oh! I hope everyone is fine. A bit of hesitation earlier on. Now you can see there's a bit of there's going to be a concussion protocol. Let's see that again. Just look at it. The fielder had already gone to pick up taking the first one fast, and immediately the fielder threw the ball. Just look at that confusion between both of them. It should have just been a direct throw by the bowler. He should have just aimed directly at the wicket, not just throwing that indirectly. He should have just aimed at the wicket and then get it probably done. But I think the wicket keeper and the batter should be fine. Let's see if we can see that again on the replay. Now this is how it all began. Fola Juma bowling that ball straight off the pads, flicked it towards the leg side, mid-wicket chasing it. They had already gone for the second one at this point. And then just look at it. A bit of hesitation by the two fielders. It was a run-out chance by the bowler. All he needed to do was just throw it straight on the wicket. But he just decided to ensure that both the batter and the keeper had a collision. And I hope both of them are quite fine right now. And we're back again. Yes, both the batter and the wicketkeeper are feeling much fine now, and I think we're ready to go for the continuity of this game. Folajuwon had a run-out chance, but couldn't take and utilize that. He's putting on jersey number 3, and Raymond Ali trying to get his gloves on. And it's good to go. Last ball of the second over. That should be a wide ball. Yes, signal there by the umpire. Folajuwon's tactics this morning is completely off. He's just trying to bowl the ball without the rhythm. I think he's going to have to look at his spikes, as the umpire is telling him he might be damaging the field, most especially the protective area. It's 20 runs already on the board. That's more like a 10.91 run per over. So if GCI continues this way, they might be going at 200. Flicked up. Would that race to the boundary? Is that a 6 or a 4? 4 signal there by the umpire. Very well played by Raymond Ali to end the over. Let's see that again on the replay. Just look at that. Flicked. Perfectly timed. There was nothing they could do. Okay, the umpire, square leg umpire, Olumide, had already signaled to the umpire. We thought it was a 6 from this end, but that was a lovely shot there by Raymond Ali. He takes his tally to 11 of 6, Paul Palm 7 of 6, and GCI after 2 overs at 24 for the loss of no wickets. Amir back into the attack from the cut of appeal end. Straight down. Points couldn't cut that. Would that be another boundary? Yes, it is another boundary. 4 again hits by Paul Palm. It seems like GCI are in boundary range today. Just look at that back foot shot. Lovely square cut. Point tried to see if he could dive, but couldn't dive. And that has gone to the boundary for 4. The wicketkeeper Chuma Kachuku is trying to readjust the field. Oh, that should have been taken. Would that be another boundary? Yes, it's another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries by Paul Palm. Let's see that again on the replay. Just look at it. Nicked. The wicketkeeper couldn't stay down. And Folajimi just escorted the ball to the ropes. Back-to-back boundary by Paul Palm. GCI will be happy with that. Third stump line. That's what Amir is bowling from around the wickets. The left-hander. Pushed down to the ground for Jimmy. Stop that. Is that a bit of an injury? We'll have to have a bit of a stop. But I think he should be fine. He's still on the ground. Is that a bit of a twist of an ankle? Oh, that was going to be very hurtful. I hope he's going to be fine. His teammates are around him. He's up. So he feels fine. I think he's going to be fine. Let's see if we can see that again on the replay. But this time, players needs to be very careful. Just see that, and then he ran. And ouch, that definitely would hurt. That is definitely going to hurt. But it's good to see that he's back up. Later on, you'll be hearing the voice of one man we call the statistician, the only man in the cricket circle and in the commentary box that has even the smallest child in secondary school statistics, and one of the best voice you hear over the radio and over the television. My brother from another mother, Shein Wajidagba, will be joining from the third over. Oh, good bowling by Amir. GCI will be hoping that this run rate continues, as it's 12 runs per over currently. Oh, shot. That should raise. Can that be cut out? Oh, good piece of fielding there by the fielder, ensuring that the batters can only take 2 runs for that. That to me is a good piece of fielding. Just to look at that again on the replay. Perfectly timed. Cut that. And the fielder coming from third man cut that off and ensure that that didn't go to the boundary. And after the end of the third over, it's 36 runs for the loss of no wicket. Shil, good morning and welcome into the comms box.
Thank you very much, Abayomi. Super excited to be here once again at the commentary position. Match 5 for year 2026. We've seen 4 matches, and what a great start for Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 1, winning 3 matches, beating Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club last weekend in a Navy victory, 7-run victory, and then trumped it with a commanding performance, you want to say, against Island Titans Cricket Club, winning by 78 runs. And yesterday again, it was another good victory for them over their opponents, Rocks of Abeokuta Cricket Club. Rocks is usually at the top, but this Rock is bottom place. And for Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club into their 3rd match, last weekend was painful as far as Captain Isaac Okwe was concerned, despite the younger brother scoring considerable number of runs, but was not adequate. But now playing against MRI, who also aren't doing well as far as the log table is concerned, MRI Cricket Club, and they need to find that victory. Will it come today? Only time will tell. But looking at the geometric progression, I want to carefully use that English, that the GCI batters are going as a wide ball. You want to say we might just have a humongous total. That's what cricket does. Last weekend, once they posted that 194 runs Ibejule Cricket Club won, it became a daunting task for Island Titans Cricket Club. And as we speak, they are 38 for no loss, just into the fourth over. Folajimi coming from the pavilion end. Ogunaike. Folajimi used to play for Ibejuleki Cricket Club 2 at some point in time. And one of the reliable players for the pace setter states, that's Oyo. That was just too full, and that would race for a boundary. Paul Palm had a game to forget last weekend, but today he seems to be having a good day in the office. The fielder couldn't do anything, and you have to say GCI are taking full advantage of power play. A bit of tweaking from Captain Isaac Okwe. Last weekend against Ibejule Cricket Club 1 was Vincent Adewoye and Ramon Ali who opened batting. Ramon Ali 32, Vincent Adewoye a maximum, and then went back to meet his teammates. A bit too full again, and that ball raced for a boundary, back-to-back boundaries. This requires thinking from Ogunaike, Folajimi. The balls are becoming fuller, and once it's full, Paul Palm dispatches with ease. 46 for no loss after 3.5 overs. Big shout out to our two umpires. Umpire Wale Adekoya had a very brilliant outing at the second West Africa Trophy. And one of the finest umpires, not only in Nigeria, but of course in Africa. And the other umpire who stood at the center when this team, GCI, played against Ibeju, Olumide Akintokun. That was just too full, but a missed chance there for Paul Palm to make it 3 fours. And that could have been 3 fours from 3 balls. Or call it consecutive fours. Or call it hat-trick of fours. And 4-4-4, in my usual language, in figure of speech, is definitely a metaphor. After the end of the 4th over, big shout out to my brother from another mother, Bayomi Ayonusi, Secretary General, the best league in West Africa, taking charge of proceedings when it all got started. Shout out to the league operating officer, Ali Shomoye, Endurance of Fame, and the entire board of the best league in West Africa, Deepak, Usman Yusuf, Isaac Olokere. You all rock, and we are deeply appreciative. Luashe Wadeku, not also leaving you out. And after 4 overs, 47 for no loss. And at this stage, this will be the highest score we ever had in the league if it happens. 235.
Just like Sharon said, that is if it's ever happened. But I must say, big kudos to the GCI batters ensuring that they take the power play. Kairan from the cut of appeal end. Good forward defense there by Paul Palm, who is currently 28 off 18 balls. Just like I was saying before he bowled that ball, GCI has really done extremely well in the power play. This is the first time I'm actually seeing Government College IBADAN getting above 40 in the first 4 overs. Usually they are around the... They're usually around the 20-30 mark, but gradually clocking over the 50 mark. This is really a good one. Chuma Akachuku coming up to stand as a wicketkeeper. Maybe he wants to push the batter back into his crease. Good bowling there by Kiran. They will be looking to cut off this run rate. Pushed. Can they take the first one? Yes, the first one was fast. Can he take the second? Fola needs to be careful with his legs. But a good stop by the fielder, goalie, ensuring that the pace of the ball doesn't race to the boundary. He was able to put his line into it. Oh, good push. Straight towards extra covers. And they're coming back for the two. Is that run out? Yes, it is. Unnecessary. That run was unnecessary. That was uncalled for. Now you can see the two batters are quite blaming themselves, and the fielding side are celebrating. They will be happy that they finally took advantage of that wicket and the miscommunication between the two batters. Let's see that again on the replay, Sheo.
Quite unnecessary, needless. And if that was the plan, it could have been quick from the first run. And I'm sure Paul Palm is a bit gutted and very unhappy. He will have looked at it that I was just 21 runs short of scoring a half century. Certainly not the way you like to get out. You see that again. The indecision finally happened. Like we say in English, the chicken finally came home to roast. This could have happened in the second over, where there was break in communication between the two batters. And now coming in is Ogun Ayo Talabi. Odunayo Talabi.
Talabi for short. Oh, good push there. In between points and covers to find extra covers. And that single brings us to the end of the over. It's 50 for 1.
Great batting from GCI, except for that miscommunication between Ramanali and Popam, who by now has ended his race. But just a quick recap of what happened yesterday between Ibejuleki Cricket Club 1 and their opponents, Rocks of Abeokuta. He won by 3 wickets. It's Ikaige Miracle scoring the most runs, 30 runs. And that is it. On your screen, how things have panned out. A blockbuster game is coming up after this. Rising Stars Cricket Club, defending champion, versus Federal Government College, Warri Old Student Association, champions of the Super 4 2 years ago. Mahida coming from the pavilion end. Lessons learned from what happened between Paul Palm and Ramon Ali. If you are running, the running has to be quick. Mahidra is the vice captain of MRI Cricket Club.
Straight on the ground towards mid-on. But no run is the call. That's Amir with the ball. As they began appeal for LBW, not given. I think that was going down the leg side. Umpire Wale Adekoya not moved with that. Shot this time. Would that race to the boundary? Yes, it has. Good square cut shots there by Raymond Ali.
Danladi Isaac proving to be a great acquisition for Ibeju Electric Cricket Club 1, winning another Player of the Match award from the game against Island Titans Cricket Club, where he achieved a milestone by picking 100 T20 wickets, which is almost the same record achieved by Rashid Abolari. Coincidentally, both of them got 4 wickets in that game. And yesterday again, he had 3 wickets. But talk about Ramon Ali, the man who made the senior debut for Nigeria against Sierra Leone in that game, scoring 64 runs, 7 fours and 2 sixes. See that again on replay. What is on your screen? Ramon Ali is on 20 runs after facing 16 balls, 3 fours. Paul Palm is out 29 runs after facing 20 balls. And Talabi Odunayo, Alex, yet to tick the box.
Yeah, definitely right, Sheo. And with the bowling scorecard as well, MRI has only used 4 bowlers. The only one of them had not even have a wicket. All they had is just a run out. But the man who has conceded more runs is Fola Juwon, who has 24 runs in 2 overs. And followed by him is Amir, who has 20 in 2 overs as well. So Kiran Kumar and Mahindra Guar has both bowled 1 over each, and both of them would ensure that they try as much as possible to keep this run rate at the barest of all minimums. Kiran back into the attack from the Court of Appeal end.
The run rate seems to have reduced from that level it was, where I said all other things being equal, if it continues that way, they were initially on over 11 runs per over, but now the current run rate is 9.33, and if it continues this way, the projected score will be less than 200. 187. An opportunity for Talabi Odunayo, who has transversed some clubs, to put his name among the batters that scored today. Finally, he gets his name on the board. Talabi used to play for Ibadan Metropolitan Cricket Club.
For those who don't know, IMCC is more like the second team from the Ibadan side. Oh, good cut there, but there's a fielder there. Can he cut it out? No, another boundary again from Raymond Ali. He's getting so much room. Once the ball goes on the offside and on the fourth stump, Raymond Ali just opened his arms and then he just hits it to the boundary.
You can say that again, see it again on replay. I've always said it to Raymond Ali. He's arguably the one batter that has all the strokes you can actually think of in cricket. And it's only Raymond Ali that sometimes can press the self-destruct button. He's so comfortable when he's batting. And that came to fruition when Nigeria hosted the second West Africa Trophy. That was a bit close. But Eagle Eye Olumide Akintoku, who not only is a level 3 umpire and one of the finest in Africa, but then just assumed his position on the board of the Cricket Federation as the technical director.
I'm trying to find out what just happened over there. The batters took a very quick advantage of that. That's a lovely piece of awareness by the two batters. They knew the bowler was struggling to stop the ball, and they took advantage of that. Interestingly, Sheo, I must say this. Kiran is bowling with his wrist, so he's more bowling it slower, forcing the batters to actually play on the front foot. Just like you said, Raymond Ali is one guy who plays all the shots, and most batters in the country are saying he's probably going to be one of the best openers Nigeria is going to be having at a younger age.
You can say that again. This was a young star who represented Nigeria at under 19, the one we hosted in March of 2025. And the first game against Namibia, who were the defending champion and the highest ranked team, they practically said he turned a 50-over game into a T20 because it was quick fire 50 he got on that day. But again, Ramon Ali immediately pressed that self-destruct button that he got himself out. That was one of the reasons Nigeria lost that game. So if Ramon Ali decides to play or is in the mood, he's unplayable.
Just right, like he said, if he becomes unplayable. Kira, beg your pardon, Amaro back into the attack. This two will be, he's actually Guar. Mahindra Guaro is the one back into the attack from the pavilion end. They'll be looking to cut this run rate. The run rate now is 9.29. A good shot by Talabi. Good pick up there by Chuma Kachuku. Now you have the traditional wicketkeeper for MRI, Mashood Mohammed there, because at some point in time I was wondering what was Chuma Kachuku do with the gloves. On the ground towards mid-off. They take a single for that.
You know, when that happens, it means Chuma is getting ready to come and bowl. You made mention of Mohammed. For Mohammed, Mashood, I love to call him, the captain of the Lagos State team to the 22nd National Sports Festival in Ogun State. And it was a tournament to forget for Lagos State, the center of excellence. They didn't win any medal at all. No shape or form of any medal did they come home with. But he's the elder brother of one of Nigeria's finest players, Taiwo Mohammed, who presently is nursing an injury.
So people could know Taiwo Mohammed is one of the quick left-hand bowlers Nigeria has, even at the national level. Up in the air, can that be taken? Yes, it should be taken comfortably. Oh, but it was dropped. How on earth do you drop such catches? Those catches are very important. How on Christ's name do you drop that? Let's see that again on the replay. It's gone up. Talabi Oduayo would be biting his nails if that had been taken. Pushed on the ground by Raymond Ali for a single, and that single would end it over. Let's see that again on the replay. The drop catch. Just look at that again. That ball stayed longer in the air. He had all the time in the world to take it. And he just saw that ball drip off his hand. And MRI would just hope that that wicket that he dropped won't cost them. As after the end of the 8th over, it's a 69 for 1.
Abayomi well said. I wish I could see that drop catch again on replay much later, and I trust the producer to do justice to that. That was criminal, to say the least, dropping that catch, and I hope it doesn't cost them another boundary. What a way to start the night over. That was more like a cool as you like catch in my usual slang. But then dropping that catch is what I cannot fathom. Moshood trying to set the field in such a way where there will be no room for those boundaries anymore.
I have to say this, Sean. This man has a very good straight bat. And talking about Raymond Ali, the elbow is there, the front foot is there. You know, one of the things I keep telling him anytime I have a discussion with him is, once his legs get there, just free your hands. Let the bat do the rest of the talk for him, rather than allow his head to do the talk for him.
And I'm seriously cross with you, because those are the things you tell him. You've never told me anything. I was a bit full. And that just one is what they want to do. But again, they will say one is good. We're currently into the night over. Talabi just anchoring for Ramon Ali, who has scored 2 more runs than he scored against IBADAN Cricket Club 1. In that game also, was one of those games where you thought he once again pressed that self-destruct button for him to lose his wickets. But today he wants to be stingy and try to keep his wickets. Big shout out to our sponsors. Pardon my manners. I will be reading out all our amazing sponsors after I'm done with this over. That's a white ball. I can even see it from here. Big shout out to the company, the bank that is just some meters away from the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval here in Marina. Sterling Bank, your one customer bank, our headline sponsor. We don't take that sponsorship for granted. Oh, much better bowling. And ladies and gentlemen, stomping is what just happened. And just when I was talking about your one customer bank, you saw that happen to Talabi. That leg moved, and Wale Adekoya had no choice than to assist his brother Olumide Akitokun. And here our sponsors. Thank you, Sterling Bank, Sego Family Foundation, Pet Foundation, Nestle, makers of Milo, Unilag Cricket Alumni, Lagos State Cricket Association, Lagos Cricket Stakeholders, Tech Point Global Solutions Limited, Nigeria Cricket Federation, Tata International. You all rock, and you are the reason this season has been worthwhile.
Now into the crease is one man that had a very, very hard game against IBADAN Cricket Club last week. We thought he was going to bring it home for his club, GCI, but no, rather he fell short to ending that game for his side. And it's no other person than the former captain of GCI and also the former captain of the national team, Sylvester Okwe, into the center. Oh, he's gone! First ball! How did that happen, Shell?
Only him can explain. I honestly don't have an answer to it. The replay will say it all. And then is gone. What a sheer coincidence.
I think at this point, we'll just have to look at it again from the rear. Wicketkeeper was down. He was on the leg side. He triggered a beat to the front. I think it was a thick, late edge because the wicketkeeper was sure there was a sound there. And you can see he was the only one that was 100% sure. Sylvester himself was not 100% sure if there was a nick there. But it was just the keeper. So for the keeper to have appealed, he knew very well that there was something nick there. And Sylvester still having that discussion there. Let's see that again on the replay.
That was someone who scored 64 of 44 balls, 3 4s, and 3 6s. And had a very intimidating strike rate of 145.45. But today, it was a golden duck. Golden duck. And you have to say that was a brilliant over for Kiran, claiming 2 wickets in that over. The wicket of Talabi Odunayo and the wicket of Sylvester Okpe. That was a big wicket. And in comes Vincent Adewoye from another national team player to another national team player. He would have loved to continue to bat. But unfortunately, he has to see what he can make out of his bowling in the second innings. This is another batter who sometimes can be very marauding on his day. And of course, Vincent Adewoye, great start. Great start. Just like we saw him do against Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 1, where he scored a maximum and then lost his wickets. They call him Vinny. He needs to bat responsibly. And if Vinny bats responsibly, that 69 that is at the back of his jersey, he can actually give you.
On the ground, can they take a single? Yes, they have. Good push there by Vincent Adewoye for a single. This man with a wrist, currently on 36, with that single should take him to 37 of 27 balls. This man's strike rate is going to be way high. I'm talking of no other person than Raymond Ali. A lot of discussion is going to be going on with the national team selectors. Vicente with that back foot, finding the gap at back order points, ensuring that that went towards deep for just a single.
You mentioned about the selectors. There's no discussion.
There's a lot of discussion, sure. You'll be quite surprised about that.
For me, I just think it's the end of discussion because that was backward shot there from the man we are talking about, Ramon Ali. You saw that late cut. And why I'm saying this is you must make a choice to take a chance whenever those opportunities present itself. From the day Ramon Ali played against Sierra Leone, where he made his debut and scored 64 runs, not out, which included 7 4s and 2 6s. Coach Steve Ogonji Tikolo, aka Gonzi Guns, never dropped him. He kept starting. Sometimes he would open batting with Nigeria's captain and wicketkeeper Sulaiman Rushewe. Sometimes you see him open batting with Salim Salau. So he cemented his position, and the way he bats, it's difficult for you to drop him.
Yeah, you're quite sure. You're right about that, Chion, but let's not forget the Nigerian national team has a lot of openers. We have some foreigners as well, just like the likes of Ashmeet, who we'll be seeing later on in the day. That man is also a very good opener. You have Sulaiman Rosewe as also there. So it's going to be a very dicey one in terms of selection.
Daniel Agekum.
Exactly.
But again, English will tell you, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. If it's working, why tweak it?
Kieran into the attack from the cut of appeal end. Straight on the ground. Oh, a bit of a fumble will allow the batters take a single for that.
Looks as if it's the vice captain coming from the cut of appeal end. But now it's Kieran who has gotten 2 wickets from. And see that again, that ball will definitely not get to the desired destination, just 1 run. The most important thing is that Captain Isaac Okwe will be glad that these two are rotating the strikes. 90 after 10 overs into the 11th over, looks good. Kieran, 2 wickets to his credit. That of Alex Odunayo. And of course, the man who did well with the bat the last time out. They want to run more. And they eventually get those runs on the board. Okay, Sylvester. 2 runs added. And they know that the net run rate is very important. More importantly, that Ibeju, Lekki Cricket Club 1. Abayomi started out the year not at the summit of the league, but as we speak, they sit at the top.
Yeah, definitely, Sean. They sit at the top after 10.4 overs. Well, I beg your pardon, 10.3 overs is 93.43.
Who do you think I was talking about?
This
one's actually batting. I'm talking about the Lekki Cricket Club 1.
No, I'm not going to talk about that because we know very well that Ibeji is one of a good side. Oh, Vincent, where is he going to? He needs to take it calm. Last ball of the over to be bowled. You know, we just need to make people understand some few things. One, this is the first phase of the league where you're determining the 2 teams that are currently going to go to relegation. Currently now Rocks sits at the bottom of the table. MRI will be looking to win at least this game to at least cement themselves in that position. You also have Super Eagles Cricket Club, who has also not won a single game. But to get the team that would win the league, you need to be at the top 6. Now, the top 6 teams will go slug it out again in what we call the Super 6, where we will now be able to determine who wins the league. So at this point, it is more of a net run rate battle by the top 6 sides to see if they can just actually get themselves in that position. Then the moment you get to the top 6, then you now go out to play for that prestigious 2025-2026 Club Cricket Committee League title. After the end of the 11th over, it is 95 for 3.
95 for 3. 3 wickets of Paul Palm, Alex Odunayo, and Sylvester Okwe. And Abayomi touched on those who are battling for the top 6. That will be their goal. Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 1 played 5 matches, won 4, lost just 1, and have 8 points and a net run rate of 1.464. Island Titans Cricket Club have also played 5 matches, won 3, lost 1, and they have 7 points because there was a tie and a shared point, and they have a net run rate of minus 0.495. Apparently, what happened to them last week Sunday was a huge factor. In third position is Foundation Cricket Club that have played fewer matches. They played 3, won all their 3, and have 6 points and have a net run rate of 3.421. And Rising Stars Cricket Club, who will be playing and defending champion, have played 5 matches, won 3, lost 2, have 6 points and a net run rate of 0.446. I'll be sharing more as far as the leaderboard is concerned. But now, the man who was keeping the wicket, former player of Ibeju, Lekki Cricket Club 1, who are holding sway, will now be bowling into his first over. It must be said, Chima Akachukwu used to play for the national team of Nigeria. Chima Akachukwu used to captain Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 1 before he left there and came to MRI.
That should be a bye. Bye signal there by the umpire Wale Adekoya. Sean said, used to play. He has not officially retired. I'm going to use your word against you this time. Sometimes I used to use that word, used to play.
He used to.
Used to.
For now, he's not playing.
So he just need to say that he's also a member of the national team. I think that should be a right word.
Okay, so let me change my English. He played for the national team, but currently is not playing for the national team.
That's the right word to say. Very good.
I have not ruled out his return.
Exactly. So that's why I said you were using the past tense for him.
Yeah, that's the job of Steve Tikolo to either advise him or not. Not my job, and I don't want to bug my head over that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 96.3 after 11.1 overs.
And I was going to run you through a bit of the table. Federal Government College, Warri Old Student Association. So it's a battle of 4th versus 5th later this afternoon. What a blockbuster battle. That looks more like defending champion versus former champion. I like to see that battle. And I will also share with you something about Rising Stars Cricket Club. They won by 8 wickets against Rocks of Abeokuta last weekend, and he had to give himself a perfect birthday gift. And I'm talking about Ashmi Shrestha. They have the best bowler, they have the best batter, Vishal Sharma, Tamesh Singh. These guys are holding sway when it comes to bowling and then batting. Will that come to play later on? Only time will tell.
Too full. But Vincent Adewoye couldn't take advantage of that full toss. Knowing truly well that Chuma Akachukwu is also a very good player. He knows when to bowl the slower balls or when to not bowl the slower balls. Interestingly to say that Chuma has actually cut off his I think he wants to spin. This will be interesting to see. A pace bowler turned to a spinner in between his overs. Now he's trying to reset his field. He has, on the boundary, he has deep extra covers, long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, and a backward, deep backward square. Those are his boundary riders. Chima Akachukwu spinning. This is interesting. Towards mid-wicket for a single. I think she wants to say something about this.
One of the finest cricketers I ever had contact with many years ago, and I'm hoping to reconnect with him sometime very soon. Sean Phillips. You keep saying, as a bowler, you've got 6 balls to bowl, an emphasis on 6 good balls, and you cannot bowl 6 balls the same way. That would be tantamount to destruction. You have to have what they call variation. So in between, if you decide to change to a spinner and it's working, why not? If not, but he's doing well with that. But again, just when I said doing well with that, they send the ball to boundary.
Vincent had to punish him, and so people would know these two batters, the batter and the bowler, come from the same region. They are both from Oyo State. They both play for the Oyo team, a very good use of the wrist. Quick single. Can they take the second one? That should be a cool as you like. Second runs taken.
One more good ball to be bowled, and we'll have come to the end of the 12th over. There's no run in there. And ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, lovers of the bowling and batting game of cricket, lovers of the gentleman's game, lovers of the waiting game, this game up for your viewing pleasure is MRI Cricket Club, who lost the toss to GCI, who elected to bat. See that partnership, just one shot of an half century between Ramon Ali and Paul Palm. They faced 28 balls and scored 49 runs. Ramon Ali tried to beat the partnership with Alabi Odunayo. They faced 25 balls and scored 28 runs. Ramon Ali couldn't build partnership with his other teammate at the national team and former captain of the Yellow Green, Okwe Sylvester. No partnership at all. But currently, the partnership between Vincent Adewoye and Ramon Ali, after facing 18 balls, they've scored 27 runs.
Change of bowling for MRI. Ravindra is the new bowler in from the cut of appeal end. They'll be looking to cut off this run rate. The only team that has gone above 150 has above 170 has been Ibejuleke Cricket Club. They have the highest runs in this league so far, closely followed by FCC. And the highest was the game against Rocks.
I should think that maybe we need to do a bit of confirmation about that. I was thinking it's Foundation Cricket Club that has the highest runs in a single game where they crossed 200. And I would just...
This season. That has to be this season.
Yes, I will have to find out my statistics about that fixture.
Finally, I got to have moved this man, go to crack his brain out. Mahindra from the cut of appeal end. Oh, very well played. Would that race to the boundary? No, it's not. Cut off there. Would that take two for that? Raymond Ali currently on 45 runs. Goes with the scoop. Can that race to the boundary? Seems to be slow, gradually crawling, but eventually gets there. That four would take Raymond Ali to 49. Let's see that shot again. Look at him, he just waited for that ball and knew exactly what he wanted to do. And that four will take him now to 49. Sheon, I'm going to give you the honors to lead him into his 50.
Ladies and gentlemen, the young man is about getting to 50, but I knew what I was saying. Foundation Cricket Club has scored 223, and that was against Rocks of Abeokuta. And ladies and gentlemen, Ramon Ali scores his 50, and you can see ecstasy. He will raise the bat. That's the only thing he can do for now. He cannot take off his helmet, except he opens another chapter. And from Genesis to Revelation, on 50 runs, 1-1-1-4-3. The next team to score the most runs in this league is Ibejuleke Cricket Club 1, who scored 194 against Island Titans. I was so sure of what I was saying, but then I needed to go and make consultation. And my consultation told me, young man, you are correct. But again, in this profession, they say if you're in doubt, you leave out.
You leave out, yes, definitely. But that's just like we said, Sheon Raymond Ali has done perfectly well for himself, ensuring that he has only faced 34 balls, scored a 50. And at this point, there's going to be so much to offer. Now he has the room to start swinging the bat. But the target will still be to get above 180. Because right now they have not gone below the 9 runs per over mark, which GCI will be really, really happy about.
The duo of Ramon Ali and Vincent Adeoye, who both play for the national team. Vincent Adeoye was a bit unlucky at the second West Africa Trophy. In one of the games he played, he scored 49 and lost his wicket. And of course, you get to see Ramon Ali highlight of how he was just punishing the bowlers, sending them to boundaries from different ends. He's either batting from the Court of Appeal end, batting from the pavilion end. Every end he batted from, he scored. Again, he's facing the Court of Appeal. See that again. Easy boundary. Those are the boundaries the young man is just scoring. He makes it so easy. And again, facing the pavilion end, another boundary. That was a late cut. He sends the ball for 4. But yet to get any maximum. See that again. Invented shots. Sending the ball to 49. And that was how he got to 50. And you see him open the arms like a plane that wants to fly and is on the wrong way. That was a bit too full.
And I must say that was a very good game awareness by Vincent Adewoye. Most batters would have actually played that one straight, but he knew there was a fielder at extra cover, so all he needed to do was use the race to go towards the leg side, where mid-wicket was a bit straighter, so he just did that easy to get 2 runs off that ball.
Chima is quite intelligent with the ball, and you have to be careful when you are facing him. And you know that the man who is also batting knows what he's capable of doing. And he had to step out to check what exactly is that ball doing. The standing umpire is umpire Wale Adekoya. Chima Kachuku coming from the pavilion end into his second over. The first over gave away 10 runs. I'm sure he will be working on that.
These two guys, both Vincent and Chima, know each other very well. That is why you can see, I think it's best Ramon Ali just decides to stay off this battle. You can see his posture, like, I don't want to get involved with both of you's battle, so you guys should just slug it out within each other. Pushed on the ground. Yeah, just take a single for that.
There was nothing Ramon Ali could do. He's at the non-striker's end. All he could just do is to assist the striker. But now he can do something facing Chima Akachuku because he is the striker.
2 balls left to be bowled in this over. 118 for 3. Not again. Another scoop shot again by Ramon Ali. That's what you get when you score your 50 and you have enough room to do so many things. Just look at it again on the replay, Shane.
We call that invented shots. And you talked about room. It's interesting to know that the other man batting at the non-striker's end, Vincent Adewoye, is a graduate of University of Port Harcourt. And when you get to Port Harcourt, it's all rooms, no parlor. Room Okoroshi, room Ola, room without a parlor. They will go for 2, but it's just 1.
I need to comment that shot, Sean. That was a lovely drive, a lovely off drive there by that man that has proven to be in so much form. Who other person than Ramon Ali? Just look at it again on the replay. Just look at that, perfectly timed into the middle of the bat. Those are the kind of shots you want to see from openers. nothing feels so sweet. Chimakachuku a little bit not happy with the way the fielder was. He was quite lucky that the batters didn't go for a second with that. And after the end of the 14th over, show it's 123 for 3.
Vincent Adewoye faced 18 balls, scored 22 runs. Ramon Ali has faced 37 and scored 56 runs. Chimakachuku, after bowling 2 overs, no wickets, 16 runs. First over, he gave away 10. Second over, gave away 6. So you want to say that he cut down 4, which isn't a bad over for him. And the way this is going, the projected score is 176. Definitely, it has dropped from what it was. And the current run rate is at 8.79. It's dropped from 9 that it was before. Big shout out to all our sponsors: Sterling Bank, Tata International, Tech Point Global Solutions Limited, Unilag Cricket Alumni, Sego Foundation, Pet Foundation, Nestle, makers of Milo, Unilag Cricket Alumni, Lagos Cricket Stakeholders, Lagos State Cricket Association, Nigerian Cricket Federation. All of you, shout out to you. What a shot there from Ramon Ali. Vincent Adewoye signaling to the teammates, my pads, I need to change it. And I mean my batting pads, to be more explicit. Ama Area, left hand bowler, no run there. I've always said that cricket requires communication, and it depends on which you decide to employ, upward or downward, horizontal or vertical, up and down. Whichever one suits you, communication very, very key. Just one run. Ama Ira still in search of his first wicket. The man that has gotten 2 wickets already has been the captain. Does something that can prove costly, but he's safe. They want to do 2. He needs to be very careful. And to be honest, I've always said it that for Ramon Ali is the one that can press what we call a self-destruct button. In this game, they are not threatening his wicket. He can bat from ball 1 to the final ball and play not out, except he does something very awkward or dangerous to himself. Then there's every possibility that Ramon Ali can play not out. Ama Ira, last good ball of this over to be bowled, and we'll have 5 more overs left. Plays it, and that would comfortably raise to the boundary. The chase was just in futility. See that again. The replay will help you appreciate the shot of Vincent Adewoye off Ama Ira. You could see that all chase was just to see that we pick the ball and the ball does not get missing. And after 15 overs, 132 for loss of 3 wickets, the 3 wickets of Alex Odunayo, Paul Palm, and of course Sylvester Okpe, 2 were wicket keeper activity being alert, and I'm talking about Mohamed Moshood being aware. And see that again. This is Alex Odunayo. That leg was not in the batting crease, and he had to go. Sadly, he had to go. Sylvester Okpe looking everywhere and wondering what just happened. Chimakachuku back into the bowling attack, into his 3rd over, still in search of his first wicket. And like I told you in this first over, 10 runs conceded. Second over, 6 runs conceded. Let's just see how many he will concede in this third over of his, but more importantly, the 16th over of the entire game.
Vincent Adeweye finding that fielder at deep square leg for just a single. Just like Sheon said earlier, Raymond Ali is the only one that will be the orchestra of his fate in this game. The balls are not threatening his thumbs, neither is he giving them chances to get his wickets, but with the way he's playing, there's nothing stopping him to see it to the very end. Now he's gone up. Can that be taken? Folajuwon isn't interested in that. Now he looks like he's playing like the tired man's shot. If he's getting tired, he just needs to stay off strike and allow Vincent Adeweye to take more of the strike. They still have a lot of batters outside. The likes of Isaac Okpe, you have the likes of Jimo Abdurrahman still in the dugout. Oh, good bowling there by Chuma Akachukwu. A little bit of a foul. They're trying to go for the second, but just 1 run taken. A bit of a help there by the batter to the bowler. 2 balls left. Emphasis on good balls. The run rate now has dropped to 8.68. So if at this rate, GCI might be looking at 150 or 160. What is it trying to do? Is that a no ball? Yes, that should definitely be a no ball. And is that a 4 or 6? Double bounce, a 6 it is. 6 signal there. How did that turn to become a no ball? Let's see that again on the replay. It's definitely a double bounce. 1, 2, and there was no way that wasn't going to be a good no ball. Good call there by the umpire, Wale Adekoya. Chuma Akachukwu filled dusted with himself.
Truth be told, I was looking at that again. At some point in time, he was bowling spin. Again, he changed back to pace. But this pace has cost him free hits. Can he take advantage of it? And see that white ball, the free hit is still there for Ramon Ali to make good use of. And you can see the signal of Wale Adekoya that the free hit is still very much available. And nothing much about that free hit except for 2 runs taken there. This is looking more like an expensive over for Chima Akachukwu. You can imagine first over you considered 10 runs, second over you considered 6, and in this over now you have considered 14. And see Ramon Ali, he wanted to play an inverted shot or an invented shot. The bat flew away to one side.
What is he doing, Sheo? Like, I need to understand.
He's the one that can explain. I'm not in the batting crease. And that has brought us to the end of the 16th over with that comical nature of Ramon Ali. But then, see that again. What we are currently seeing, Ramon Ali is on 70 runs off 45 balls, 8 fours and 1 6, a strike rate of 155.56. And of course, Paul Palm 29 after 20 balls he faced. And Vincent Adeweye has equaled what Paul Palm did, but he's still batting and he has an opportunity to do more. But in getting to 29, he faced 3 more balls than Paul Palm, who unfortunately got run out for a needless run himself and Ramon Ali took. And you can see the look on the faces of team MRI.
That's the run out again, Sheon. That run was just needless. The first one was quick, and then they took the second one and just...
Did you say the first one was quick?
Oh, the first one wasn't actually quick. Yes, you're right, Sheon. So Apologies on that. The first one wasn't quite quick. If the first one was quick, instead of him taking that dive, he should have actually gotten to the crease before the ball was even thrown.
Vincent Adewoye has done more than what he did against Ibeju. Lekki Cricket Club 1. See that again. Nothing will happen except for them to go and pick the ball from the boundary. 4 runs added to what he has already to bring him to 33. Maidra Gore was saying catch it, but rather than catching it, he has to pick the ball. There's a difference between catch and pick the ball. And Mohamed Moshood is resetting that field, hoping that that same shot played by Vincent, he will repeat. Another one, plays it up, but then he's safe and he will continue to bat. Dabs that ball for 1 additional runs. That's 1 additional run to the already runs he has accumulated. And that brings him to 71 from 46 balls.
Vincent Adewoye currently 34 off 25 balls. These two partnerships are doing extremely well. GCI has crossed the 150 mark. They are now 152 is 16.3 overs. Hopefully they will feel comfortable winning this game. On the ground, lovely on drive. They'll just take a comfortable single with that. No easy, no stress, easy peasy. Raymond Ali needs to be careful. He's triggering too much out of his line. You can't score a 50 and then lose your wicket. Now, this is what he expected him to do. Now, with that race to the boundary, the chase is on, but he gets a comfortable fall for this. I don't know what he was trying to do initially, where he was trying to go across the line of the ball, but if this is what he has been doing all day, he would have scored more boundaries. But he's quite lucky that this wasn't the off-stump line and gave him that room to score another boundary, which takes him now to 75 runs, and GCI are now 157.
I wonder sometimes when you call his name, maybe it's still the same person that I know. His name is Ramon Ali. Ramon Ali. When you say Raymond, I'm tempted to say, does he have another name? He has almost the same name with one of Nigeria's good umpires who made his senior debut at the second West Africa Trophy, himself and Mudupe Ashafa. I'm talking about Ramon Adelakun.
After 17 overs, is 157 for 3. Ramon Ali is 75, runs off 48 balls. Vincent Adewoye 35 of 26 balls. And MRI will be beating themselves because right now the only thing they can tell themselves is, do we have to stay in the Premier League or do we have to look for a way to go off, because they are currently 7th on the table. So if they lose this game,
that will go?
Just 2, the bottom 2,
so
that's the
Super
8th and the
Eagles
9th.
Are currently in 8th position,
and then
Rocks who are supposed to be at the top bottom.
Yeah, you're right, Cheon, but anything could happen between the 8th and the 7th. One game between both of them, if they lose and the other one wins, did the table just change? You remember those days when Man City and Manchester United were struggling for the top position, and it was just that last goal by Aguero that changed the whole face of the game. Don't let's go into football. I know he wants to talk about that.
I'm not saying anything because currently those two are a bunch of very unserious clubs. And see that arm gesture from the standing umpire Wale Adekoya. That's a no ball call for Ogunaike Folajimi. And what he was saying is the fielders was why that offense came, not because he overstepped his popping crease.
Yeah, definitely. You're right, Sean. Mandatorily, on the T20 rules, you can only have 5 fielders outside. But as Folajimi was coming into bowl, MRI had an extra fielder outside the 30-yard circle. That was why the umpire, Wale Adekoya, had to signal a no ball. So painful because it's not the bowler that bowled the no ball. It was actually the captain that made him have that extra ball. Dot ball. Ramon Ali needs, now this is the shot he needs to play.
That was a missed chance from Ramon Ali of the free hit. But I'm going to ask this very simple question. In cases like that, I think a bowler, before bowling, should be aware of the field setting. That's one. The wicketkeeper who sees the field even more than everybody should be aware of what is going on. That's another inventive shot there. And that's 4 runs.
I think he's not getting comfortable playing this inventive shot. Yes, he has stayed longer in the crease, so the ball now looks much bigger with him. No matter what the bowler is doing, he's definitely going to get more of those boundaries in.
And that has taken his tally to 79. He needs 21 more to get to 100. Is it possible? They are currently on 163 for 3. And I was talking to you about a bowler before bowling, ensuring that the whole field is properly set. The wicketkeeper ensuring that the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. Even the captain must also ensure that there is no infringement of any kind that can cause them a problem.
Ramon Ali is getting carried away at this point. He needs to be careful. There's no offense if he stays to the very end of the innings. Looking at Sean's face right now in the commentaries box, he's just trying to compose himself, because that Sean that I know would have probably dropped the mic and shouted at him right now that, young man, what are you doing? You need to stay for your team.
No, there's nothing you want to say to Ramon. He's on an ascendancy. He has an opportunity to continue to bat and score runs and create records for himself. But if he decides that he wants another batter to come in and bat while he wants to throw away his wickets, then it's his prerogative to do so, because I know for a fact that Ramon Ali has the opportunity to get to century in this game.
It just looked like the fielders of MRI are already losing hope as GCI has gotten to 166. It's not yet a tall order yet. If GCI could chase down 160 against the Bedru, I don't see any reason why MRI on themselves can't actually chase it down as well. So MRI needs to finish strong if they are in any way going to ensure that they get a very comfortable runs that they can chase down in the second innings. Full on the ground. Vincent feeling a little bit sad with that. He thought he had the full control over that ball. And I'll just look at his posture. He says it all. Looking at his bat, he feels that should have been racing to the boundary. Folajimi with the last ball of the 18th over.
And you can see Folajimi certainly not a happy person as far as this over is concerned. It was this over that he had a no ball. It was this over that 1 run became 3. It was this same over that they scored some runs against him. And again, he bowled a fuller ball. And he has himself to blame.
That fuller ball should bring us to the end of the 18th over. 2 runs taken off that is 169 for 3. Ali on 84 of 53 balls. Vincent Adewoye 36 of 28 balls. GCI current run rate is 9.39. They have steadied the ship at that 9 runs per over. At this point, the rest of the 7 wickets will be more of guns blazing. So I think at this point, Sylvester Okwe trying to be the savior of last game against the Beju. But today, Ramon Ali has stepped into their shoes to ensure that GCI crossed the 150 mark in this game.
Vincent on 36, 14 shots of half century. Ramon Ali 16 short of a century. What a sheer coincidence. One needs 14 to get to half century. One needs 16 to get to century. Will those feats be achieved? Only time will tell.
And to make it much fun, 12 balls left in this innings. So both of them need to be tactical about it. Amir Aral is coming in back into the attack from the cut of appeal end. Now he's bowling from over the wicket. Pushed on the ground. They will take a single for that. A run out chance. No is the call. Vincent telling him we should have taken the second one.
Is becoming two objectives. They want to continue to increase the runs on the board for the team total, and both of them are chasing personal achievements. Definitely Vincent will never get to a century, but he can get to half century. Ramon Ali also is looking at it that am I actually I have the opportunity to score a century, and those two.
Ramon Ali just needs to play straight. Too much invention is becoming a problem. Too much reverse sweep. He needs to just play safe. There's a lot of noise on the dugout of the GCI camp telling him, just keep your head, young man. Don't lose it now. Now he's playing too tired. Look at where he's batting form. The bowler is bowling it away from him, bowling it between the third and the fourth stump. Ramon Ali, on the other hand, is moving towards the second and the first stump. He needs to watch the ball from the bowler's hand.
Why does he look like somebody who wants to lose his wickets?
It's gone up, it's gone deep. Can that be taken? Yes. Oh, dropped.
Just when I mentioned that it was going to happen, if you were to be a team where their fielders are always alert and they don't give opportunities, then Ramon Ali is gone.
How did he drop that catch? Oh, this is a very well played shot by Vincent, but the fielder was able to cut that out.
Last good ball of this over, Amaira has bowled very well. Ladies and gentlemen, eventually Ramon Ali gets a maximum to bring his total to 91, and off 6 balls he needs to score 9 runs. Quite achievable, quite doable. This is an interesting over for me.
Again on the replay, let's look at that sig. This is what he should have been doing. Just look at that. Waited for the ball, gave himself room, and all he needed to do was just swing in hands, and that one has raced to the boundary for 6. And now he's on 91. He just needs 9 runs to get the first century in the league for himself. He has scored enough 50, but this will be his first century in the Club Cricket Committee CCC League. Last over of this innings.
And more importantly, the first batter to play from ball 1 to the final ball. If that happens, and Chima would not want that record to be created of him, former captain of Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club, and one of those players who represented Nigeria and still has hope of representing Nigeria, because he has not announced his retirement from international cricket into the final over.
Now I think Vincent understands the brief. Just push the single there just to allow Raymond Ali get on strike. He knows truly well that 9 runs is achievable, 9 runs is doable for this young lad. So if he can get the 9 runs, he will now be forced to raise the helmet and the bat. For the first time in the history of the Club Cricket Committee, Raymond Ali, can he get his century? 5 balls left. Raymond Ali has 9 runs to rate. He has only faced 57 balls. Chuma Akachukwu bowling from the pavilion end. Tracks that on the ground, but Vincent's been a little bit dusted with him. They should have taken 2 of that. Now there's a call, a run out chance at the Is that a run out? No. Vincent is going to be mad with Raymond Ali at this point. They should have taken the second one of that easily, but Raymond Ali was looking to get a boundary. You need to run with your feet. If the boundary doesn't come, then you take the 2. Now he was lucky that he was not run out immediately. Now he's on 93. 7 more to get to his century. 4 balls left. A lot of his supporters on the dugout are telling him what to do. Tracks that on the ground. Will they come back for the second? I think 2 should be possible here. A quick running in between the wickets. Yes, it is. Vincent isn't worried about batting anymore. He just wants to run in between the wickets for this young lad. I think Vincent is already getting tired, but he needs to hang in there for Raymond Ali. Now he's on 95. 5-run shot for his first century.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is almost there. What a sacrifice from Vincent Adewoye to Raymond Ali, on the verge of scoring the first century in the 2025-2026 Club Cricket Committee Leagues, proudly sponsored by Sterling Bank, your one customer bank. 2 more good balls to be bowled. 1 run to get to century. And ladies and gentlemen, what a great sacrifice from Vincent Adewoye. I can comfortably say Vincent is the reason that Raymond Ali scored a century. He had to sacrifice. Vincent is not Jesus Christ, but then he ensured that this came to fruition. The last ball of this over, and then we will have come to the end of the first innings. Runner chance and an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, he already did what he did, and he played a not out, but more importantly, scoring a century. See that again. Ecstasy, joy, celebration, excitement, all the adjectives you can use to qualify this superstar. I'm sure wherever Steve Tikolo is, he will be excited about the performance of this young star. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramon Ali, that is the name. The first man to score a century, but more importantly, play a not out. And the credit must go to Vincent Adewoye, Mr. Sacrifice. He was just 9 shots of scoring an half century. Ramon Ali, a guard will be presented to him. A guard will be presented to him. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Ramon Ali. And ladies and gentlemen, MRI needs 191 runs in 20 overs. Match summary before we take a break. Ramon Ali, 100 of 61 balls. Vincent Adewoye, 41 of 32 balls. Paul Palm, 29 of 20 balls. And for the bowling, Kiran Kumar, 2 wickets for 26 runs in 4 overs. Ama Aira, no wicket at all, considered 38 runs in 4 overs. And Ogunaike Folajuwon, 35 runs he considered in 3 overs. That is the match summary. Big shout out to our 2 umpires. Umpire Olumide Akintoku, technical director on the board of the Cricket Federation, and of course umpire Wale Adekoya for a fantastic job done so far. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the organizers of the league will be super proud. Big shout out to our sponsors, Sterling Bank, your one customer bank. I told you the head office of Sterling Bank is just some minutes away from this place in Marina. Big shout out to Sterling Bank. Big shout out to Tata International. Big shout out to our other sponsors, TechPoint Global Solutions Limited. Big shout out to our other sponsors, TED Foundation. Shout out to our other sponsors, Sego Family Foundation, Nestle, makers of Milo. Big shout out to Lagos Cricket stakeholders, Unilag Cricket alumni, Nigerian Cricket Federation, and the Lagos State Cricket Association. That is the size of the package as far as the first innings is concerned. We'll be back for the second innings. What an entertaining game for you.
At TechPoint Global Solutions, we deliver enterprise-grade connectivity across Nigeria. Our dedicated internet leased lines provide fast, secure, and reliable connectivity businesses can trust. With our smart IT managed solutions, we protect and optimize your infrastructure, so you can stay focused on growth. As an authorized Starlink partner, we extend high-speed internet to businesses anywhere in Nigeria. In 2025, our impact was recognized with the ISP Game Changer of the Year and Telecom Excellence Awards. Are you looking for reliable internet? TechPoint is your trusted connectivity partner. Get connected today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to that exciting and entertaining first innings between Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club and MRI Warriors Cricket Club, in which we saw Raymond Ali scoring 100 not outs in 61 balls. That to us is the highlight of the innings. And then you had Vincent Adewoye there with him as well. Let's quickly see if we can get the highlights up. Yes, those are how he started his campaign towards the century that he got. That was the first one he did. And just look at how comfortable and confident he was playing all those shots. He ensured that every ball that was bowled to him was dispatched to the boundary, making sure that every time he faced the ball, he ensured that, yes, he got a boundary. Interesting to say, he had 11 fours and 2 sixes to his credit while he was going into bat for his side. MRI, on the other hand, will be looking at how they can actually get so much of those runs. They need 191 to win. So it's going to be a very big, huge, tall order for them if they are in any way going to see themselves through to the end of. Look at that shot again from Raymond Ali. He's just in a class of his own today. He was just so perfect. Those scope shots came in back to back. He just ensured that, look, no matter what you do, I'm going to get those runs up. Still on Raymond Ali's innings. Thank you very much, producer, because the game is just about to start. So here we are. Jimo Abdurrahman opening the bowling for Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club. Pushed towards. Fine leg for no run. And the opening batter, interestingly, is Chima Akachuku and Kiran Kumar. You'll be looking to see that they get more runs on the board for their side. 191 is a very huge total. Required run rate is 9 runs per over, which means off every over they have to get a boundary. Welcome back into the commentary box, Sheon Ajidagba.
Thank you very much. Oh, what a misplaced fielding there from Richard Ubo. Richard Ubo, like I've always said, the first Nigerian in the history of World Cup, precisely at under 19, to win a player of the match. And he achieved that in 2020 against Japan. That was a misfielding there. The two opening batters, Kriyan and of course Chima Akachuku, one current captain, one a former captain.
That's a lovely shot there by Chuma Akachuku, picking the line on the leg side. Jimo just went straight into that. Look at that again on the replay show. You wanted to say something, but you just had to admire that shot before you could say anything.
The first thing is admiration, and the second thing is to talk about one of my favorite batters, opening batter for Sri Lanka, retired. And I'm talking about Tikaratne Dushan. And his shot was what they call deal scoop, because the way he scooped that ball was pleasing to see. Jimo Abdurrahman coming from the Court of Appeal end. Already 4 balls bowled, 10 runs on board. You can say they are overachieving, because what is required is 9.36. They must find a way to reduce the run rate. 1 became 2. And I'm sure Jimo will be wondering, what are you people doing to my precious over? All these things count, especially for a bowler of this magnitude. Jimo Abdurrahman wasn't part of the players that represented Nigeria at the 2nd West Africa Trophy in Abuja last year, December to be precise, the 4th to the 14th. The 2 umpires, level 2, level 3 respectively. The square leg umpire, umpire Wale Adekoya, and the standing umpire, umpire Olumide Akintokun, level 3 umpire. And Jimo Abdurrahman coming from the Court of Appeal end into the final ball of the first over. Oh, brilliant shot. And you can see that something has to be done about this over. And you can see the gutted nature that Jimo is putting on. And after 1 over, this is astronomical. 14. This is an expensive over, to say the least.
Very expensive, Sean. They needed 9 runs per over. Now they have an extra run into the 2nd over, which means at this point in time they can just decide to take a little bit of a pedal, but still bear in mind that they need that 9 runs per over to achieve this. So now I see the reason why they had to bring Chima Akachuku into the attack this early. Now, interestingly to say, this same man who's going to be bowling now, which is Rifai Ubo, who you have done so much accolades with, now has to contend with that young man again. Okay, not this young man, Kiran, he's the one on strike. Now, Kiran has not faced a single ball. If a wicket drops now, it's going to be in favor of GCI. But if Kiran can hit a boundary, it takes the pressure off MRI at this point. Richard Ubo from the pavilion end.
He necessarily doesn't have to get a wicket, even when I know the wicket is important. The first thing he needs to do is to cut down this run rate. At this stage, it's permits me to use the word criminal to see this kind of geometric run rate go up. So Richard, yes, needs to get a wicket, but more importantly, and of course, just when I was asking a question,
commentator's question.
Yes, Richard told me, young man, why do you think they gave me player of the match? See that? Played it at mid-wicket. That was an easy catch. He couldn't have dropped it.
If he had dropped it, I believe that the whole GCI players on the field and the management watching this game would have probably said, Vincent, how in Christ's name did you drop such a simple catch? That was a very soft dismissal. Just look at that again on the replay. There was no much power behind that shot. He just played it casually and then just went straight to Vincent, who was at covers. And MRI has lost their first wicket after 14 runs on the board in 1.2 overs.
And you have to also say about me that the captain, we expected a captain's innings. He failed to contribute anything meaningful with the bat. And in comes, call him another captain who led the Center of Excellence to the 22nd National Sports Festival, Moshood Mohammed. Oh my word. Was that? Moshood Mohammed is supposed to lead from the front.
Interestingly, Sheol, this is very good statistics, and I'm glad that you gave me the privilege. Moshood Mohammed caught Sylvester Okpe. Sylvester Okpe caught Moshood Mohammed. Karma goes around.
Are you saying you catch me, I will catch you?
Definitely, Sheol.
What you do to me, I will do to you. And Richard Ubo is already having a brilliant over.
Look at that again, Sheol. I was wondering why Moshood was still staying. Just look at that brilliant catch. His fingers were right underneath it. I wonder why the umpire didn't raise his fingers almost immediately. But nonetheless, that was a very good catch there by the former captain of the national team, Sylvester Okpe, to dismiss the man that took him off the edge again.
Absolutely, you can say that again. And this is deja vu for MRI. And to think that they started like an house on fire in the first over of the bowling of Jimoh Abdurrahman and into the second over, but more importantly, the first over for Richard, or call him Ifeanyi Ubo. They already have 2 wickets for no run at all. And ladies and gentlemen, in comes another batter, and he's on the verge of creating history to become the first player in the history of the 2025-2026 Club Cricket Committee League, proudly sponsored by Sterling Bank, to get an hat-trick. And an hat-trick is 3 balls, 3 wickets. Will that happen? No. From Mahindra said, I will keep my wickets and I will be stingy with my wickets. But that was an excellent over. You have to say he could not get the wicket of the vice captain. He got the wicket of the captain, but the vice captain says no.
Very good over from him. He's still bowling, has 2 balls left to be bowled. Interestingly, if he gets another wicket here, it's going to be interesting. Casually played. I must say, GCI will be happy at this point, but knowing GCI truly well, sometimes they just let off the pedal.
I don't think this one they want to let go. It's within their reach to get a win and amass 2 points in addition to the point that they already have, which is 2.
Pitched casually towards fine leg. And they take a single for that. And with those 2 wickets has brought us to the end of the second over, as it's 14 for 2.
But how painful can this be about me? He was on the verge of getting a maiden wicket. But that last ball, which we are going to show, was what let Ifeanyi Ubo down. If he had, okay,
that's the first wicket.
That's the first wicket.
Straight into the hands of Vincent
Straight into the hands of Vincent Adewoye. And this is the second one. He moves, he plays, he picks, and he's gone.
Interestingly to say, I was expecting that. Sheon, you said the first over was very expensive. 14 runs in that over. And Captain Isaac Okwe did listen to you. Cut off Jimoh Abdurrahman to bring in that former quick, fast left-hander who he usually says this word, if he catch that number 11, if he catches that number 11, no other person that the man we call Zoom Zoom, it's your good.
He was missing from their game against IBADAN Cricket Club 1. Another reliable bowler of this Ibadan Bay side, Chibike Itiogu. Quick left arm. Chibike Itiogu is just having fun. And you can see Chima Akachukwu complaining there. The gesture says it all. What are you doing? And just makes me remember that popular musician. What have you done to me? Just play this ball and Chibike just gets his wicket easy without any stress. And the 3rd wicket is gone. The captain lost his wicket. The vice captain has also lost his wickets.
There's a complaint of a choke there, but let's see that again on the replay, this time on the slow motion. Was Chibike choking the ball, or did he just bowl it easily? That was an easy delivery. There was no way he was choking. The batter didn't just know what to do with the ball. He just needs to be candid with himself. There was nothing he could do about that. That ball was straight down into his wicket. So GCI has another wicket off the first ball of Itiogu Chibuke. It's 15 for 3.
Well, sensitive matters like this, we always leave it for the committee to decide on such things. We don't talk about Ebola choking. The umpires can't even decide on it until they sit and have a review of it. And if it is found positive, found that is guilty, then the arm of the law will take its course. And in comes a new batter for Olajuwon Ogunaike. Has an opportunity to bat, and Olajuwon is a bit confused about where he's supposed to stay. In coming in, the first thing he has to do is to face the bowling of Chibike Itiogu, who might likely copy a certain Ifeanyi Ubo, who in his first over got 2 wickets and conceded just 1 run. Chibike, first ball of the second over, a wicket. Can he get the wicket of Olajuwon? Only time will tell. But Olajuwon in his head needs to form a partnership with Chima Akachukwu. MRI Cricket Club versus Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club. Much later this afternoon, defending champion Rising Stars Cricket Club. Oh, what a shot there. But good stop. Good stop by Paul Palm. But there was no run. But the intent is clear from Olajuwon that he wants to bat, and not just bat, but he hopes to score runs for his team. They need all those runs. Chibike coming from the Court of Appeal end. A swing and a miss. Eyes on the ball is what they are telling him. And I'm sure with the look on the face of Chima, he's saying, make sure you play that ball. Don't get your eyes away from the ball. And there is a complaint from Olajuwon to the square leg umpire about the bowler. And Olajuwon just loses his wicket. He lost his wicket. Lost his head and lost the wicket. Second wicket in that over. I see that again on replay. It looks a bit comical. Prior to that ball, he complained about the bowler choking. He made that complaint to the square leg umpire, Wale Adekoya.
You know, Sheon, I don't think Chibike is actually choking. Even from the angle that we're watching it from, there's nothing so strong with his bowling stride or the way he was bowling. Now, this is in complete slow motion where he was running into stride, and because the MRI batters are actually quite complaining that Chibike did actually quite choke. Let's see that again. So from our end here, it's going to be quite a little bit difficult to say until when we have to see the technical, hear from the technical side of the Club Cricket Committee as regards that particular bowling action for the wicket he just took. But the MRI batters are trying not to get into the field. Let's quickly go on a quick commercial break, shall we?
At TechPoint Global Solutions, we deliver enterprise-grade connectivity across Nigeria. Our dedicated internet lease lines provide fast, secure, and reliable connectivity businesses can trust. With our smart IT-managed solutions, we protect and optimize your infrastructure, so you can stay focused on growth. As an authorized Starlink partner, we extend high-speed internet to businesses anywhere in Nigeria. In 2025, our impact was recognized with the ISP Game Changer of the Year and Telecom Excellence Awards. Are you looking for reliable internet? TechPoint is your trusted connectivity partner. Get connected today.
All right, then welcome back to the continuity of the game. I think this has been resolved. The MRI batter is in. There was a little bit of a complaint as regards the last delivery by the bowler Chibike, if that was a legal or an illegal ball, but I think has been resolved, and that is why we're up again. Not given by the umpire. That was definitely drifting down the leg side. I think Sylvester should be okay. Yes, he is fine. He is fine. The batter also trying to adjust his legs. That was straight on the toe on the leg side. Well bowled again by Chibike. Haven't had 2 wickets in that over. With that dot ball brings us to the end of the second over. It is 15-4-4. I beg your pardon, the third over actually. It is 15-4-4. Into the attack from into the attack from the pavilion end is the captain himself, Isaac Okwe. He has Chuma Kachuku to bowl too. Hope Chuma is okay now. The umpires have to do a concussion protocol. That looked like more like a very bounce on his head. And there you have the partnership between Kiran Kumar and Chuma Kachuku. They both faced 8 balls and scored 14 runs. But that is the only significant partnership that they've had in this whole game. Every other partnership has been a little bit down. I think the Chuma is going to be fine. The umpires are still having that concussion protocol with him just to ensure that he's actually feeling perfectly well. Yes, he's fine. So we're good to go with the game. After that, a little bit of a concussion on his head, Chima Kachiko looks to try and regain himself back into the game. On the ground towards third, fine leg for a single. They'll just take a single for that. Easy one. Another good piece of bowling again by Isaac Cook with the captain, ensuring that no run is taken in this over. Just one run, actually. Another wicket again for the captain, Isaac Okpe, and MRI has just lost another wicket. And with that wicket, it brings us to the end of the fourth over, as it is now 16 for 5. A bit of bowling rotation today by the Government College captain. Now into the attack from the pavilion, from the Court of Appeal end is Vincent Adewoye. First ball to Chuma Kachiko is a dot ball. Pulled up in the air. Would that be taken? That should be an easy catch. Yes, it is an easy catch at the boundary rope. That's a lovely catch there by the young lad for Government College Ibadan, Old Boys Cricket Club. No other person than Oduayo Talabi. That was a good catch there by the young lad deep in the crease. Just look at that. Chuma Kachuku finally departs. And he's going to be feeling it dusted with himself. 6 wickets now already. 16 runs on the board. The new batter in is Prashant. That's the new man in. He has Vicent Adewoye to contend with. 4 more wickets left. 4 more wickets left to end this innings. Just a bit of a dot ball. Three balls left to end this over. That has already produced a wicket. And produced another wicket again. It seems like each bowler that has bowled today has 2 wickets each. MRI are losing their grip at this point. They feel unhappy with themselves. I think they'd already given up even before the ball was bowled. That's the second innings. Even before it even happened, I think MRI had already given up already. They need to find a way to get themselves back. They don't write themselves off. You can't continue to play with this kind of attitude or with this kind of spirit. Let's see that again on the replays. It was just so simple. There was nothing so special about that ball. It was just wicket to wicket. And it's already 7 wickets for just 16 runs in 4.4 overs. And there you have the bowling statistics. After the end of the 5th over, it's 16 for 6. Like I said earlier, it's been a rotation of bowlers for the captain of GCI today. That is in person of Isaac Okwe. Now he has a new bowler from the pavilion end. Just putting on jersey number 99 is Adebayo Samson. First ball is a legal ball. The MRI batters today have given up so much. It's like they just feel that today's game is just going to be very, very unpleasant. Welcome back into the Comes Back show.
I didn't go anywhere about me. I just allowed you to have fun because it's looking more like they just wanted me to save my energy for the next game, which is a more important game. Not like this game is not important, but it's looking more like this one is gone. And look at the runs on the board. Look at the wickets down. I think Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club played on the mentality of this MRI Cricket Club because they were so focused on what Chibike Tiogu was doing, and then it affected their psyche. And to think that, oh, great shot, one day, Ravinda, and about me, cricket, permit me to use this word, is a crazy game. How do you explain about me? After the first over, MRI was on 14 for loss of no wickets. And then fast track to the sixth over, they are just on 20 runs and they've lost 7 wickets. And again, 8 wickets.
You know what, Sean? Before you go back into the commentary box, I said something. I said all bowlers that GCI has used today has taken 2 wickets each. I just hope the producer can give us the bowling scorecard so we can see those who have wickets. Just look at it, Sean. Apart from Jimo Abdurrahman, who was the first over that conceded that 14 runs, every other person has taken 8 wickets.
Let me even see the fall of wicket.
Yeah, sure.
In the first over, 14. The second wicket dropped on 14. The third wicket dropped on 15. The fourth wicket dropped on 15. The fifth wicket dropped on 16. The sixth wicket dropped on 16. The seventh wicket dropped on 16. And the eighth wicket dropped on 20. At this stage, mommy, please come and bowl. You might likely get a wicket.
Oh my word, Sheol. But on the flip side of it, GCI will be happy because their net run rates now would skyrocket so high that it gives them that comfortable position that they want to be, either at the second position or at the third position. But they will be happy at this point in time. But nonetheless, Sheol, just like you said, MRI concentrated just on one particular person, which was Chibike. And the interesting part of it was, Sheol, along the line, I had to make a phone call while I was off to one of the top umpires in Nigeria, which was Enesi Dairu. Interestingly, he was actually watching that particular over. And when I called him...
Is Enesi still watching?
I'm not sure if he's still watching at this point. But I had to call him and he was like, AB, that was a legal ball. So if the MRI guys are just shouting, then
and
they
so
should go back to school.
the man they talked about is the tallest umpire in Nigeria.
Before you continue, you know, I've been trying to have that argument between him and Olumide, who's the tallest.
No. There's no basis for argument. I've seen Olumide stand by Enesi. Enesi is as tall as David Odiambo, the man from Kenya. And I say it with all sense of responsibility. David Odiambo, no, I think he's from Uganda. It's Isaac Oyeko that is from Kenya. Now, the man that gave you that stat or that information is the tallest in the entire Nigeria, and he has the longest name, Habib Dahiru Balogun Amoto Enesi. And at the second West Africa Trophy that Nigeria hosted in Abuja, he had his 50th T20 International, joining the likes of David Odiambo, Isaac Oyeko, Kuma Damascena, Chris Gaffani and the likes, So he has every right to tell me this one is legal, this one is illegal. But talking about illegal is for me to have my brother and my friend, the former captain of the national team of Nigeria, a man who has served. When you understand the ropes and when you get to that top, it's seamless because preparation must meet opportunity. One time, general secretary of the league, one time, I can call him tournament, is it tournament or technical director of the league, the player representative of the board of the Cricket Federation. Endurance of Fame is illegal to come at this time to see 8 wickets. It's an illegal attitude.
Thank you, Ajidagba. I actually know what you want to see, but we saw a brilliant first innings there. I followed every ball of that Ramon Ali amazing knock. I've always said since I watched him against Namibia last year in the under-19s that it's probably one of the finest you would see around the country, and probably should have gotten a call-up at the time, but the national team was indeed packed full of top-order batters. But at this point, the coaches would know whatever you want to see, that man, that aggression needs to be tailored into the national team. And at the moment, it is 20-8, quite a disappointing show here by MRI, but I won't say much about it, Ajidagba.
Endurance, I need you to say this part. Here comes one man that I struggle with his name, Undubudem Elochukwu, another player who represented Nigeria at the second West Africa Trophy and was very good with his bowling. Endurance, in the first over, MRI was 14 for no loss. Jimo Abdurrahman was the one bowling, and the man who did that damage with the bat had to be Chima Akachukwu, former captain of IBADAN Cricket Club 1. And to think that after 6 over, getting into the 7th, they have just added maybe 8 runs and they have lost 8 wickets.
Clearly, brilliant opportunity there. Elochukwu is perhaps one of the finest upcoming left armers, so you see around. You're going to hear his name a lot more during the course of this season. I can guarantee that when you see this kind of quality. But again, he needs to be patient, because I've seen him at club practice level. He's always wanting to do something extra to get wickets. It's disappointing to see what MRI have put here, but they know they're coming from the bottom division. They know this is a real deal here, and so it's nothing is going to be given for free. And GC have dominated this clearly, and that's what you do when you have the experience you have in your squad.
You can say that again. Well captured, and I'm sure my brother, my friend Endurance of Fame is saving all the energy for 4th versus 5th, that battle. And 1 became 2, and that was a missed opportunity from Ramon Ali. It was needless what he did, but trying to aim at the wickets, seeing whether he could run out the non-striker. But unfortunately, that's added to the runs that MRI are currently having, and we are waiting for that blockbuster fixture. Defending champion Rising Stars Cricket Club, who had an 8-wicket victory against Rocks of Abeokuta. And we're talking about Rocks. Rocks usually at the top, although we see some rocks at the bottom, like Oluma Rock. You could see something at the bottom. They had an 8-wicket victory, and they are facing Federal Government College, Warri Old Student Association, champions of the Super 4 2 seasons ago.
I think that's the match of the day, if you ask me. Some exciting time yet to come between FGC Warri and the defending champions Rising Star. They've got some quality in both teams, young, energetic young boys from the Edo and Delta region will be in town, or are in town already. Miracle, they look solid and they're warming up. They're already, knocking off at the nets. If the cameras could pick them, but at the moment, it looks like a dead rubber this for MRI, who are struggling to stay in this major league. I tell you what, Elochukwu is not just a customer you want to be playing batting against, but he's got the quality when he does turn that ball. But it's good to see over 190 runs on the board again from 20 overs, thanks to that brilliant knock between Ramon Ali and Vincent Adewoye for GCI.
Excellent submission from Endurance of M, and with that excellent submission of his, it has brought us to the end of the 7th over. 30 runs for loss of 8 wickets. This definitely will be the lowest total we have seen if it continues like this in the league. And MRI, they require 161 runs in 78 balls. The current run rate is 4.29 and the required run rate is 12.38. And what is required means that Imran and Naveen have to score runs.
Tall order, this is for the MRI Warriors, driven all the way from Ibadan. I think that commitment clearly shows they are interested. They have to do more to stay in this top division. They have to worry a lot more for themselves and their performances at the moment. But I'll tell you what, GCI would smile the whole of today. And it's something good. It's Sylvester Okwe, Nigerian captain, who have come into play from the pavilion end.
Plays it up. And just one run. And talk about Sylvester Okwe take the game home for his team last weekend against IBADAN Cricket Club 1, who are at the summit of the Club Cricket Committee League, proudly sponsored by Sterling Bank now. Scored 64 runs before he eventually lost his wicket off that catch from Sulaiman Ruchewe. So from one former captain to a current captain was how it all panned out. But today, he had a day to forget in the batting crease. He didn't score any runs at all.
I'll tell you one thing about this man is he creates opportunities every time he's with the ball. And we can see the first delivery there in the air. The second one goes through the slip cordon. This is what Sylvester Okwe is known for. He slows things down, give you that teaser to want to go big, and then, of course, the fielders who are at the ropes, 5 of them waiting to take the opportunity that will be created. Sylvester Okwe, he's done well for himself during the last game. Brilliant 61, but couldn't bring it home. Got cramped all around, ran out of partners there for GCI. But I'll tell you what, this season, we're just seeing the best so far. Another dot ball straight to backward of point. No run from that one. It's 32 for the loss of 8 wickets from 7.3 overs. Required at the moment is 159 of 75 deliveries. Only Chris Gales, Sachin Tendulkar, Brendan McCullum, Joe Roots can make this happen.
Please include my brother from Andamoda, Virat Kohli. And ladies and gentlemen, that man just took a photograph that is good enough for us to upload on our website and the world to see. Out, Imran, and it's 9 wickets already. See that again on replay.
Again, he's just teased him. Brilliant line. Tries to guide that one through the slip cordon, but that gate was wide open. And Sylvester Okwe, all full of smiles with Vincent Adewoye there on your screen, knows this one is a dead rubber. 1 wicket required for a major victory here for GCI. For what we set up, a very decent net run rate for their team. If this tournament goes to the wire, I tell you what, this league, this is perhaps the most balanced league where you have the top 5 teams not sure of who's going to win the league. So the Super 6 will be really interesting to see. From Foundation Cricket Club, Island Tide Stars Cricket Club, Rising Stars, GCI, we have the Federal Government College Warrior Old Student Association. It's going to be a close, tight call, I'll tell you. Every game between these 2 teams will be keenly contested.
An opportunity for him to get another wicket. In comes Mahesh. But then, ladies and gentlemen, it's my eyes troubling me. But that is it. Endurance. I need you to say something. I want to consult my oracle. Is this the lowest total ever in club history?
Not sure it's the lowest. We have to check the statistics for those ones. But I'll tell you, this is the lowest in a long time. that we've seen. Not what you want to see. If you're a cricket fan, you want to see runs. I mean, it's a good track to bat on. MRI would have to cause themselves for not making a game of this. At least you would have said, okay, let's bat through, because there's still that one slot. The team number 7 will not be relegated, and this net run rate might just come in there handy. It is Government College Ibadan Old Student Association Cricket Club that have won by 158 runs. Brilliant show, brilliant dominance here. We'll see here what the stats say. And that's the start for you. It is Ramon Ali who dominated proceedings. 100 runs of 61 deliveries, ably supported by a brilliant teammate Vincent Adoye, 41 of 32. Popam, 29 of 30. In the wickets haul for MRI is just Kiran Kumar, 2 for 26 of 4 overs. MRI Warriors couldn't do much with this one, 32 for 10. And the bowling figures clearly splits between 3 bowlers. Richard Ubo, 2 for 1 from first over. Chibike Sunday Togo, the Old Warriors, 2 for no run in 1 over. And Vincent Adewe, 2 for no runs in 1 over. That's the show from the first game. It is GCI that dominated all the way. 190 for the loss of 3 wickets. 191 required. MRI could only muzzle out 32 for the loss of 10 wickets in 7.5 overs. A disappointing show if you are a cricket lover. If you are a fanatic of runs and batters, that's not what you expected from MI. You would have expected that they would give it a good chase like we saw last weekend. But that's the scorecard for you from this. And at the moment, we would say thank you to our key sponsors who have been part of this show.
At TechPoint Global Solutions, we deliver enterprise-grade connectivity across Nigeria. Our dedicated internet leased lines provide fast, secure, and reliable connectivity businesses can trust. With our smart IT-managed solutions, we protect and optimize your infrastructure, so you can stay focused on growth. As an authorized Starlink partner, we extend high-speed internet to businesses anywhere in Nigeria. In 2025, our impact was recognized with the ISP Game Changer of the Year and Telecom Excellence Awards. Are you looking for reliable internet? TechPoint is your trusted connectivity partner. Get connected today.
Major thanks to our sponsors there. You see again the scorecard, and to help us right here, we will be joining Ajidagba down there for the post-match presentation.
Hello? 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 Welcome to the post-match presentation of the game you just saw between Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club and MRI Cricket Club, with Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club bouncing back from that 7 runs loss to Ibejule Cricket Club, beating their opponent with a convincing 158 runs victory. My name is Oluwaseun Ajidagba and welcome to the post-match. At this juncture, may I now call on the captain of MRI Cricket Club, Kiran. Kiran, that was a tough game for you to lose. What exactly happened when you were playing against Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kiran Kumar, MRI Cricket Club captain. Morning is coming outfield also no better. You are lating. No problem, we'll try. And some misunderstanding of our team. We'll try to best next match. Thank you.
All right, I wish you all the best, Kiran.
Yes, Kiran. I all the best. Nigerian Cricket Club and organizer and stream YouTubers, everybody. Best of luck.
Thank you. All right, you just heard from Kiran Kumar, the captain of MRI Cricket Club. A bit of mistake here and there. I will now call on the captain of Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club, Isaac Okpe. Isaac, dominant victory from your team. It was a sharp contrast to what happened against Ibejule Cricket Club. I'm sure you were very unhappy about that 7 runs loss against Ibejule, but today you bounced back in a very convincing fashion. The batting was good, the bowling was good. What went wrong from the last game and today?
I felt it was obviously the batting. I felt batters, the last game at batters, we didn't really capitalize on our strength. We didn't bat well, and which affected us in the game. But today, it's good to see the young chap to open our batting throughout the end. So most games when a top order bats to 16 to 15 and 16 over, it gives the middle order a good momentum to go through.
I'm sure you are very happy, Isaac, and the world wants to see your face, how you are talking about this. What does this mean for Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club? A lot of people said this is a very rounded team, a very complete team that should be, doing very well. But with today's statement win, it means that something is changing.
Basically, we're just trying our best. All we just need to do is just keep believing in our abilities and bat. Every time we bat well and we score on, definitely we'll win games.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, you just heard from one of the most reliable players of Nigeria, Isaac Okpe, talking about how the team stayed focused in winning today's game. For the player of the match, unarguably, for the very first time in the history of the Club Cricket Committee League for 2025-2026 season, proudly sponsored by Sterling Bank, nobody has ever batted from ball 1 to the last ball, but the very first player to score a century in this season has to be one player who made his debut for Nigeria in Abuja at the senior level, and on that day he scored 64 runs not out, 7 fours and 2 sixes. Your guess is as good as mine, but to help me present the player of the match has to be our match referee for today. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday Uda will be presenting the player of the match to no other person, Ramon Ali. 64 ball says 100 runs. Congratulations, Ramon Ali. Thank you very much. Ramon Ali, hold your award. How excited are you becoming the first player in the league to score 100 runs?
It has been something I've always been dreaming of, and I'm grateful that it came true today.
100 runs off 64 balls. A lot of people say Ramon Ali, if he wants to bat, he can bat all the way. But batting from ball 1 to the final ball is absolutely brilliant.
The way I got out last week was quite unnecessary, so I thought of it and came back stronger, not really losing my shape when I'm batting, and it came true today while I was playing.
And you scored a lot of inventive runs. What informed that decision? There was some period where you scored some inventive shots that you just did something. It's something you have been practicing since.
Yeah, I've not really played that in a game for a while, but I practiced that, and the condition was also supportive. The ball was heavier, so I couldn't really take the ball into the V shape, so I looked to.
Ramon Ali wants to continue to score more runs, right?
Yes, sure.
All the best.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Ramon Ali. And that was Ramon Ali, the first player in the history this season to score a century. And not just scoring a century, he batted from ball 1 to the last ball. From the post-match presentation here at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, proudly sponsored by Sterling Bank, your one customer bank. My name is Shewa Jidagba. Watch out for the next game.